All right, folks, welcome to game 1 of 2 today at the OhioHealth Chiller Rink 1 in Worthington, just outside Columbus. And the Findlay Trojans in their blue away uniforms against the Columbus Capitals Select 2013 in their home white. Getting ready to drop the puck. Mason Cooper to take the face off. He's going to have Teagarden and George Homewood out there with him. Webb Sloan and Ben Grace on defense to kick this game off, and Henry Yates in goal for game 1 for the Trojans. Referees check, goalies are ready. Drop the puck, let's do that hockey. Cooper gets it back to the defense, hops over Sloan's stick. He's got it down in the corner, wraps it up the boards to George Homewood. Columbus kicks it back in. Now back in front, Yates has it, and he will freeze the puck and will face off to the blocker side of Findlay goaltender Henry Yates. Cooper to take the face off again, lines up, gets kicked back to Columbus from the slot. Shot, leg save by Yates. Followed up, rebound, knocked wide by Ben Grace. Finley attempting to clear the zone now out in the middle. Teagarden gets it to Homewood, who brings it up through the neutral zone. He's got two guys on him. He's battling through, dumps that puck deep into the corner. Wrapping around the net. Ben Grace down to pinch. Nice job there by Grace. That puck gets held forward, and then Columbus resetting is Findlay. As Sloan gets that puck up to Teagarden, tries to chip it down, then it gets kicked out of the zone. Kicked back to Fort, who now enters from the bench. Gets it over to Grace. Grace now gets it across center ice. Wraps it deep into the zone along the boards. Now Columbus trying to reset from behind their own goal. They chip it out front. Archer's got it now. Nice little move there along the side. He enters the offensive zone. Tries a centering pass. Goes through, but gets the net sticked aside by the Columbus goaltender. Now battling for it in the corner. Peter Koski comes up with it. And then Columbus knocks it away. Now Fort's got it. He kicks it back to Peter Koski, who then flips it along the boards in the neutral zone, collected by Columbus. Now set back. Peter Koski's got it again. Now he's going to enter the zone with the puck. He's going to get a shot on net, right out in front. Tipped, and just kicked aside by the Columbus defense. So now Columbus coming down, entering the offensive zone. Burkhardt back, goes to make a play on the puck. Gets through. Shot wide. Archer collects in front of the net and sends it out of the zone. Peter Koski in pursuit. Burkhardt there, blocks the shot with the stick. Sloan collects. Now he's looking to get it out of the zone. He does. But Columbus collects in the neutral ice, and they're going to enter the zone again. And now shot well wide. Now Nichols has the puck. He moves it out through neutral ice. Tries to split a couple people. He sends that forward into the zone. Columbus tries to collect. Kept in by Nichols. He's in the slot. Looks over. Dumps it to Hank Schwab in the corner. Schwab centering in front. This goes knocked wide. Now sent across. Nichols has it in the high slot. Sends it down in the corner. Too much traffic in front of the net. Now Schwab's got it. He dumps it back into the corner. Good job keeping it in the zone by Schwab. Now Schwab again along the boards. Keeps it in the zone, but that hops over a stick now. Collected by Sloan. Sloan goes opposite ice. Bounces it off the boards. Henry Schaaf has it, but then it bounced away from him. But then tipped back in by Nichols. So still in the zone, in the offensive zone, but Columbus has the puck, and they're going around the corner. Nice play there by Eddie Homewood to knock that puck back into coming off the bench. Is George Homewood, and now Sloan collects in the corner. He pushes it up to George Homewood, tries to get through the middle. Lots of Columbus players there, knocks Stick aside, but Mason Cooper's there following the puck, and he wraps it around the boards. George Homewood now pursuing in the corner. He gets there first. Nice little move there, dump it around. Sent out to the point. Fort's got it. He'll dump it back in to the corner again. And then Columbus will knock it out of the zone. That's going to go down the length of the ice. It should be an icing, and it is. So we'll have a face-off all the way back down in the Findlay offensive zone. Mason Cooper out to take this face-off for the Trojans. Again, with Teagarden and George Homewood, Grayson Ford out on defense. Puck is dropped. Cooper knocks it center, but Columbus collects. Teagarden with a nice back check there. Holds player up. Brace has it now in the corner. Wraps it around the boards. Columbus collects up the side. Sent out to the point, looking for a shot. Mason Cooper trying to make a play on the puck. Shot goes errant. Misses the net. From the high slot. Now Henry Fort has it. He's going to skate it up a little bit. Trying to knock it around the boards. Met by the Columbus forward. Mason Cooper now in the corner battling for it. He gets tripped up. Now George Homewood collects. Now he's pushing with a head of steam. Down neutral ice. Crosses the blue line. Dumps it in. Teagarden back there on the pull check. Try to collect. Same with Mason Cooper. Cooper holds it up at the blue line. Teagarden tries to get it, but gets knocked down to the corner. So Teagarden there again. Centering pass, but intercepted by Columbus. Columbus entered the zone with it, but then knocked out and collected. Nope, kept in right at the blue line. Shot from the faceoff dot. Yates with a glove save. So with just over 7 minutes left here in the first, all mounted up 0-0. We'll have a face-off to the blocker side of Yates. Peter Koski, Archer, and Beach out there. Archer took the face-off there. Gets that up to Peter Koski. Burkhart and Sloan out on defense right now. Peter Koski now trying to split some. He gets a good shot, but now Burkhart with a shot as that popped out to the blue line. That gets sticked aside. Ethan Beach there. Nice block by Beach. And then kept in along the boards. Centering pass. Oh, just bounces over a stick. Good pass by Sloan. Now that's knocked out of the zone. Archer back to collect. He'll get it over to Sloan. Nice cross-ice pass to Peter Koski. Peter Koski's got some room. He's going to take it into the blue zone. He tries to center it over to Cooper. Coming off. That bounced off, but Archer collected. Now Archer's got it in the corner. He tries a centering pass, but that gets knocked behind the net. Now Columbus has it. Columbus player falls. So along the boards, battle for the puck. Puck squirts out to the opposite side. Eddie Homewood collects and dumps it back down behind the Columbus net. Finlay to get a quick line change here. Now Columbus moving it down the edge of the ice. Nichols there with a nice play with the body. Knocked the player off the puck. Homewood's got it now. He sends it out over to Harrison, just too far above his stick. Now shot neutral zone, bounces in on Yates. Yates was ready, so he collects and blocks that with his legs. Kicked it out to Homewood, and now Finley's trying to exit the zone with it. They do. And now leading the charge is Ricky Nichols with the puck. Spins around a little bit. He's got some extra room. He fires a shot, just goes wide. It's now behind the net. Finley collects. Homewood now down to pinch. Nice job there by Eddie Homewood. Gets it over to the corner where Finley has it. Trying to make a play on the puck down there in the corner was Harrison Shea. Tried to sneak one in on the side, but Columbus goaltender put a glove on it. So now Mason Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans. Homewood and Teagarden out there with them again on this line. Puck down to the corner. Eddie Homewood keeps it in. Good job pinching and then sent out again. Homewood got it, tried to take a shot that hit the shin pad of a Columbus player. Now Mason Cooper collects it. He looks to turn up ice. He knocks against the boards. Oh, unfortunate bounce. It hits a referee's skates. He was trying to play that across the boards to George Homewood, but sent along by Columbus. Pinching up is Fort. That down the zone, centering pass attempted. Now puck still in the zone. A lot of players battling for it. Then Grace has it, gets it up to George Homewood. George Homewood with a shot. Oh, that just bounces wide. Now attempting to clear is Columbus. They flip it high off the boards. But Mason Cooper back to collect for the Trojans. He'll reset behind the net. Hit Archer on a breakout pass. Archer tips it forward. And Columbus picks it back out. So now Sloan has it. Plays it along the boards up to Mason Beach, who plays it up to George Homewood, but just a little bit in front of him. But George Homewood's still there. Tried a centering pass. That got blocked. Beach was there looking for a shot, but just couldn't get it through to him. Now Columbus is on the attack, but skating back hard is Findlay. And they've got two defenders back. Nice poke check by Ben Grace. Now in the corner, Columbus has it. Grace still on him. Nice use of the body by Grace to knock that puck away. They were going for a shot. And then there's an elbow to the face of Grace. No call, not seen by the refs. Archer's got it though. He bounces it along the boards, gets it out of the zone. Columbus collects, trying to reset as well. Good forechecking pressure by Findlay. Now Grace has it. He's going to send it back into the zone. Now Columbus bringing it across the blue line into the offensive zone. Centering pass tipped aside by Webb Sloan. Had a stick in the middle there. Tried to clear with the backhand, but Columbus collects and sends it back down behind the net. Now Grace is there. Nice work by Grace to knock that around. Rylan Peterkowski has it now. Centering pass to Mason Beach. Gets tipped out of the zone, but just couldn't collect. But there is an offsides as it bounces into the zone, and Columbus still had players in there. So, the neutral zone face-off with just under 3 minutes left here in the first. All squared away at 0-0 in game 1 of 2 today. Nichols out now to take the center ice face-off for the Trojans. Still has Schaaf and Schwab with them. Burkhart and Fort back on defense. Kicks that back to Fort. Fort tried to clear that, but stick on the ice by Columbus. Shot just over the blocker of Yates, and that'll be out there for Findlay. Puck is dropped. Nichols gets that over to Schaaf. Tried to send it over to Schwab, but Schaaf still got it. He's getting twirled around. But now clearing attempt blocked by Schwab. Centering pass in front. Oh, gets through and collected by Columbus. Good thought there by Schwab. But kept into the zone. Oh, I guess not. Good heads-up play by Nichols, but they call it offside. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off with 2:22 left here in the first period. Puck is dropped, sent forward, knocked into the zone by Findlay. Now knocked back out. Ricky Nichols has it. He looks to try to get that deeper into the zone, met with a little resistance by Columbus, but it pops back out to him, so he's going to send it back down into the corner. As Findlay looks to collect. Schwab's got it now, out there with Fort. But Findlay's got it, or rather Columbus has it. Now we've got a 3-on-1 situation, but Findlay gets back. Centering opportunity, broken up and sent to the corner. Now Burkhart down in the corner trying to get that puck. Sent out front. Centering pass, gets tipped aside, and that's another goal. 2-0 here towards the end of the first. Findlay trying to find the back of the net. Let's see if they can do that here with a little bit of time left in the first period. Still plenty of hockey left, though. Mason Cooper out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, knocked back towards Columbus. They collect and go cross ice with it. Nice job along the boards there by slowing the pinch, but the puck gets knocked out. And then Teagarden with a good effort to knock that away. Now Mason Cooper play the puck. Gets up to Sloan there. Sloan pushes in now. George Homewood trying to make a play for it. Gets tripped up. There's a shot. That goes wide. And now Columbus looking to clear here in the closing minute of the first period, but kept in with some good effort by Mason Cooper. And now Webb Sloan has it at the blue line trying to hide or hold that in. Now an offsides and a trip. Didn't look like offsides, but apparently it was. Now just over 30 seconds left here in the first. We'll have a neutral zone face-off in front of the Columbus bench. Mason Cooper takes the face-off for the Trojans. That gets knocked back in pursuit. Eddie Homewood knocks it back towards Teagarden. Teagarden collects now. He gets it up to the center to George Homewood. George Homewood with a nice little move. Tried to get past another player. The good little pass there to Mason Cooper. Cooper now centering pass. Oh, that gets broken up by Columbus. Now George Homewood has it. Behind the net. He's being pinned. He tries to fight his way through. Gets knocked down. And that'll be the end of the first period. Teams to talk about it, switch sides, and join us for the start of the second momentarily. Welcome back to the start of the second period. Face-off taken by River Archer. Now knocked ahead, and Archer's got it again. He collects. He takes a shot just wide. Peter Koski there in pursuit. Jumping down to get that was Ben Grace on the pinch. Now Grace against the boards again, but bounces over his stick. Columbus will send it down into the zone. It'll wrap around the net to the opposite side of the boards. Fort down there in the corner. He's joined by Archer now behind the net. Now Ben Grace has it. Now knocks it up to Ryland Peter Koski. Trying to get it along the boards a little bit more. Now Archer sent it cross ice. Tried to hit Beach. That bounced over his stick. Bounces off of Beach, and now Fort has it. He chips it ahead. Now collected. Beach has it at the neutral zone. Gets knocked away, but he's still there. Trying a centering pass. Oh, it just wide scooted across. Now Grace back to Archer. Archer with a shot. That's in front and frozen by the Columbus goaltender. So Archer with a nice shot there from far side face-off dot, but able to be stopped. So we'll get a line change. Ricky Nichols out there to take the face-off for the Trojans now. Puck back to Schaaf. He sends it back to Fort. Schaaf's got it again now. Tried to get a shot off that. Got tipped aside. Now Schwab's got it in the corner. Schwab tried to send it out to the point, but just went errant. So that's going to go forward stick to side by Yates as that traveled the whole length of the ice. And now Columbus collects. They got it along the boards. Try to centering pass, but that got blocked by Fort, who sends it out of the zone. And now Schaaf has it. He collects it off the boards. He's looking to enter the zone. He's pushing, trying to dump that. Oh, that was Nichols, sorry, that had that. Nice. Now it's in front for Schaaf off of his skates. Oh, and then Findlay just couldn't collect. But then stick aside by Nichols, but Columbus collects again and sends cross-ice pass. They dump it down into the zone. Fort back there, battling for it, gets it over to Nichols, who sends it up to Schwab. Schwab now going up the ice. He dumps it in. Now Schwab following in pursuit. Now jumping up on it. Coming off the bench is Cooper. Sent in front. Shot by Schaaf. Just over the boards. Gets it back to Sloan. Sloan sends it along the boards. Nice little move there as that guy was going for a check, it looked like. Now Sloan's got it, sends a shot just wide. Now Burkhart's got it. Burkhart sends it back down to the corner to Homewood. Trying to look in the middle for Teagarden. Teagarden now tries to send it back, and that just bounces over the stick of Sloan. Sent back out. Over to Burkhart. Tried to centerize pass, but that's collected by Columbus. But offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off again. Just over 10 minutes left here in the second. Finlay looking to find the back of the net here. They're down 2-0. Try to get something started. Mason Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, knocked back towards the defense of Columbus. Errant pass. George Homewood looking to jump that, but knocked aside by Cooper, so Homewood's got it. He sends a shot. Hits the chest. Puck is still loose behind the net. Collected by Columbus as they move forward into neutral ice. Good pressure there on the back check by Homewood. Burkhart knocks that aside. He's got the puck still, and they're going to call a penalty. Looks like they're going to call one on Mason Cooper. They're calling a hook on that. So we'll get a look now at the Trojan penalty kill as Fort and Sloan are out there on defense. Peter Koski and Nichols out there as the forwards. Nichols takes face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, knocked to the side. Columbus has it at the point now. Now looking to make a move with it is Columbus. It's still in the middle, but knocked aside by Findlay. Now looking to clear. Nice play there to get that out. And we're going to have a penalty on Columbus now for roughing as Peter Koski tried to bring that out of the zone, and big number 13 sat him down, didn't make a play on the puck or anything. So we'll skate 4-on-4 for 1:11, and then the Trojans will have a 19-second power play at the end of that. Grace and Ford out there now on defense. Nichols and Peter Koski out as forwards. Skate 4-on-4, knocked to the corner. Columbus tried to stick that aside, and they did. Nichols, nice back check there. Slow up the ensuing rush there by Columbus, and now collected by Peter Koski on that centering pass. Now he's going to tip it forward, try to get it to Ricky Nichols there. Bounced over his glove. And then puck got sent in by Columbus. So now Henry Fort has it. He's going to wrap it around the boards to Peter Koski on the opposite side. Now Peter Koski's going to move forward. He gets it up to Nichols. Oh, just bounces up, but waiting to get on sides, and oh, just a bit too early on that dump in. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. 35 seconds left for the penalty for the Trojans. 54 seconds on the Columbus penalty on this 4-on-4. Archer now with the face-off, tried to get that through the middle. Kept in. Good effort there by the Trojans. Beach, there we go. Fight for it. He gets knocked down. Now Columbus with a shot as they cross the blue line from the defense. That goes well wide of the net. Another shot. Yace there on the ready with the save and the cover. Face off now by Archer. That gets knocked back to Columbus at the point. Tried to pass to the side. Grace was there, kind of knocked that aside. They still got a shot, but that went well wide and high. Now Grace in the corner. Nice effort there as he's getting pursued like crazy. No call as the guy's all over his back. Then he gets tripped up. Now shot from the point, partially blocked by the forecheck. Now centering pass just goes wide. The Beach. Findlay at full strength. Shot there from the point, covered, and now Columbus at full strength as well. So getting back 5-on-5. And we'll have a face-off in the Findlay defensive zone to the glove hand side of Yates. Nichols takes face-off for the Trojans. Columbus knocks that back to the point. Shafe there, ties it up, gets it out of the zone. That's an offside. Good effort there by Harrison. Pursuing his guy on the point and getting that tie up there. So now neutral zone face-off. Nichols takes face-off now for the Trojans. That gets knocked back again to the defense of Columbus, but tied up in the middle. And now Nichols trying to come away with it out of the scrum, but then Columbus gets it. Now falling shot from his knees as he blew a tire. Columbus shoots that wide. Sloan and Nichols back there battling. I know that was great. Sorry, I think. Now, nice work there by Findlay to get that puck away. And now Sloan coming down hard with the puck. That gets knocked away from him. Nichols knocks that puck to the side. Columbus still has it in the zone, but forced to dump that around. Now trying the wraparound, nothing doing there as Yace was ready and was the Findlay defense. Now nice play on the body there for that shot. And now tips aside. Nichols tries to get that out. He does. He's got a little bit of room. He brings it back. Tries to get a shot. Oh, and stopped. Nice move there by Ricky Nichols to split two defensemen and get a shot off. So Columbus goaltender there forced to cover. And we'll change lines. Mason Cooper out there now with Teagarden and George Homewood, Burkhart and Fort out there on defense. Now a shot by Eddie Homewood. Oh, he gets spun around and tipped up. Now that puck gets sent loose. It's knocked back. Burkhart sends it back into neutral ice. And now it's collected by Fort. Fort gets it up to Teagarden. Teagarden's got a little bit of room. He's going to try to chip that towards the goal. George Homewood now collects it behind the net. Try to wrap around. Just couldn't get it. Control. Now Henry Fort with the shot. High. Oh, just missed. That goes to George Homewood. He sends it back to Burkhart. A little bit on that pass. That gets kept in by Mason Cooper. He sends it, Burkhart now back to Homewood. That pass a little hot too. Now George Homewood trying to pursue along the boards. Nice play by Homewood. He's still got the puck. He tries to sneak one in. Oh, and it's covered. Good effort by George Homewood on that play. Almost came up with one there. So we'll have Archer out there with Beach and Peter Koski. That gets sent back. Then Grace out there on defense along with Webb Sloan, wrapped around the boards here. And just knocked out of the zone as Sloan went down to pinch. Now Mason Beach, great back check effort there as Columbus tried to center. That got knocked away. Now sent out in front. Bouncing puck collected by Columbus, sent over to the point, then to the corner. Shot from the side. Yace covers. And that puck is frozen, and we'll have a face-off with just over 5 minutes left here in the second. Findlay trying to cut into this lead. Face off by Archer. That gets sent wide and out of the zone, opposite end of the ice, as Columbus forced to collect. They get it back into the zone. Teagarden there with a play to knock the player off the puck. Grace has it, gets it up to Peter Koski. Tries to chip that forward. That gets knocked out of the zone. Good second effort by Peter Koski. Now sent to the middle, but knocked out again by Archer. But he extended those hands as he went to the corner, so he's going to get a penalty for roughing. And that'll put Columbus on a power play again for the next minute 30. Nichols in shape out there now on offense. Looks like Grace and Sloan out on defense for the Trojans as Columbus trying to move this puck around. Nice play by Sloan. Gets that up to Nichols in the middle. He gets stick aside, but following the puck with Sloan. Sloan trying to get that puck into the zone, get that deep. He does. Wrapped around the corner, Columbus recollects. Nichols there on the forecheck. That gets sent, tipped aside, so no icing. Now it's a skate race as Sloan gets back to the corner first, tying up the Columbus offense, and then being hooked. Yes, and we're going to have a penalty as that is a clear hook. As Sloan was trying to get out to pursue that puck, and he got a little bit of a delay put on him because of the hook by number 12 for Columbus. So that's going to bring us to some 4-on-4 for the next 46 seconds. As Mason Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans. George Homewood with him. Eddie Homewood on defense along with Henry Fort. So let's see with this open ice. Puck sent aside. Fort's got it. He sent it back down to the corner. That wraps around the boards. Columbus collects. Nice work there by George Homewood. He tried a centering pass in front. Went by, but Henry Homewood's got it. He scores! Henry Fort from the top of the passing from the corner from George Homewood. So Homewood to Fort. Fort with the shot. Nice high floating shot. Finds the back of the net. And your Findlay Trojans have cut into this lead with just under 4 minutes left here in the second period. Now Mason Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans again. Puck is dropped. He gets it over to George Homewood. George Homewood dumps that into the zone. Knocked around. Columbus has it. Now Columbus in pursuit. And they're going to call a tripping penalty, which good sell there on the tripping penalty as the puck was already past him and we had it. But so now it's going to be 3-on-4 for a little bit. Sloan, Teagarden, and Fort out there for the Trojans. Teagarden to take the face off. Down in the Findlay defensive zone to the glove hand side of Yates. Whoever's on the tunes today has a great sense of humor. We got the Law and Order music going for the penalty. There we go. Columbus out to the point. Shot from the point. Tipped to the side. Tipped just wide. Now Columbus has it in the corner. Up to the face-off dots. Player looking for a shot. They get it out to the point. Shot again. Hits the skate of Teagarden. Now Fort has it. He gets it over to Archer. Gets it up to Teagarden. Teagarden hustling. He's got it in the corner now. He's looking to mess with it. He does. He gets it around to the opposite side. Nice job by Teagarden. Up to Sloan. Sloan's got it now. He's got a little bit of room. He tries to put one in. He does! Woo! As Findlay ties this up with the slick little move and backhand by Webb Sloan. Now skating 4-on-4. Beach and Nichols there. With Sloan and Burkhart on defense. Some confusion on the clock with the penalty box here and the timing, but Nichols takes that face off. He goes wide with it. He's got a shot. Oh, just goes a little high, trying to hit that top corner. Burkhart now down the pinch, keeps that in. Burkhart's got an opportunity. Oh, it could stick the side. As Burkhart came to pinch and tried to get a shot off. Now puck cross ice pass, too high for Columbus. They collect down in the corner now. As Columbus at full strength, but then that shot is collected by Yace from the side. So 15 seconds left on the penalty to Findlay here. Puck collected by Columbus, sent out front, and rebound from that shot from the point. Just over 2 minutes left here in the second, takes the lead back 3-2. Now Mason Cooper with the face-off. That gets tipped up to the side, collected, and chipped forward by Cooper, trying to get it to Teagarden. Just a little too high. But then collected in, and Teagarden still got it in the neutral zone. He's trying to get that forward to Homewood, but hits the skates, but Homewood comes out with it. Homewood now moving to the corner, tried to get a backhand shot. That sticked aside by the Columbus goaltender. Nice work there by Mason Cooper in the corner, trying to get the puck. That's collected. We have a player down as Mason Cooper got absolutely bodied against the boards, and he's hurt, unfortunately. And Cooper now up skating under his own power. Very happy to see that.
I'm probably going to go tomorrow and the basement stay home. Like, really? I'm like,
They at least got 2 games?
well, I mean, like, when you want to go today and 2 games, it's just going to be chaotic.
Right, yeah. Doesn't want to see you win.
They have their own hotel rooms. They don't understand.
So now River Archer to take the neutral zone face-off for the Trojans. Archer knocks that forward. That gets over to Homewood. Homewood takes a shot. That tips off of a player and almost trickled past the goaltender, but he got his glove on it. Findlay really close on that play to tying this game up. Now Archer with the face-off again. Gets it back to Homewood. Homewood takes another shot. Oh, that got tipped just wide. Nice little face-off play there by the Trojans. And it gets sticked aside into the corner. Columbus with it in the middle, looking for a shot. Defense falls. Homewood's got it now. He's got ahead of steam. He's still got the puck. Tried to get a centering pass over to Teagarden, but Teagarden got tied up too. Now trying to chip it out of the zone is Columbus. They don't. Sending that forward towards the net was Archer, but that's collected. Now stuck back in. Centering pass. Tried to get it there. Fort's got it now. Fort's going to try to take a shot. That rolled off his stick. Now chipped back into the corner by Archer. Archer getting held up there too when he's on the ground. That hits Homewood, and we're going to call a high stick, it looks like, because Homewood didn't even see it when it hit his stick when it was up in the air. So that'll be a neutral zone face-off now with just over 30 seconds here left in the second. So Nichols out there now with Schwab and Shea. Nichols take the face-off. That gets knocked back to the Columbus defense. They try to fire a shot. That hits Shea. Good job there. Nichols trying to come away with it. He does. Now he's pushing up through center ice. He gets it over to Schwab. Bounces off his stick. Schwab tried to get it to the corner, but collected by Columbus. Columbus will flip that over the net. But there's Sloan. Sloan's got it in the corner. He tries to pull him back. That gets poked aside. And now Columbus coming up the net, but nice job there by Nichols to make that play. Got the puck. Now Columbus has it again, though, going up through the middle. And that's going to be the end of the second period. So Findlay put some in the back of the net, tied it up for a little bit, but then off of a lucky rebound, Columbus got one more back. So sitting at 3-2 as we enter the third period. Join us back here in a moment. All right, welcome back to the start of the third period. Quick goaltending substitution here. Finn Biggs in now for the third period for Findlay. Archer would face off for the Trojans. That gets knocked towards Columbus, but then knocked back out, and he's going to collect and bring that out of the zone. And he's going to look to enter the offensive side, but that gets poked away. Now Sloan and Homewood back. Archer, nice play in the middle there to slow the puck up a little bit too. Oh, sorry, that was Peter Koski with that play. Now over to the corner with it is Columbus. Gets it out to the point, but can't handle the pass. Mason Beach now trying to chip that forward, and it just gets chipped across the line with Columbus players, so that's going to be an offside. Puck is dropped. Archer now gets it over to Peter Koski. Peter Koski now flips it up to Eddie Homewood, who now takes it, nice spin along the boards and dumps it into the zone. Columbus forced to collect and trying to bring that behind their net. They wrap it along the boards. They're in pursuit. Peter Koski, who comes up with the puck in the corner, flips a shot up, off the blocker of the Columbus goaltender, and they send it back out. Now Webb Sloan has it, waiting for the Findlay players to get on sides. Nice chip along the boards there, and now he's going to lead a rush in. He takes a shot, arching shot from just across the blue line. That gets sticked aside. Now down to Pinch. He's got it in the corner again. Looking for a spot in the center to Archer to go get it. That gets tipped away by Columbus. Now Eddie Homewood back along with Archer. A little bit of a face cross check there by Columbus. No call on Archer there. So now Mason Cooper back out on the ice. Good to see that after that no call roughing. So now Columbus has it, tries to center or take a shot from the point. That rolled off player's stick. Now another shot high above the net. And Webb Sloan will flip that across to Mason Cooper. That bounces over his stick, so Columbus has it in the neutral zone. They bounce it along the boards. And then Eddie Homewood gets knocked down. And now nice play by George Homewood to knock that player off the stick. And now he's going head of steam. He cuts by another player. He gets tripped up. Bunch of bodies flying here early in the third period. Now centering pass for Columbus. Laura Teagarden has it. Now Homewood looking for some space. Tried to center that puck. No spot to go, so he wrapped it around the boards. Henry Ford. Mason Cooper back there to keep it in at the blue line. Sends it back behind the net. George Homewood now in the corner again as Columbus tries to break out. They do. Cross-ice pass. Fort, Cooper, and Burkhardt are back there. Now nice play. On the body is Fort. It's in the corner now. He's trying to dig that out between skates. And now gets it with a nice little back kick to George Homewood, who's racing down the ice. He's got two Trojans with him as Ricky Nichols and Mason Cooper. They're in pursuit. Mason Cooper ties that up and gets that knocked to the corner again. Now Sloan and Grace on defense as Columbus comes in there into his own. Nice play by Nichols, and he chips that aside. Now he's trying to collect. Grace gets it knocked aside there, but then chipped out by Harrison Shea. And he uses his skate to get it outside of the zone. Now Columbus, nothing going there, so Nichols collects in the middle. He dumps that up out to neutral ice, trying to get it to Harrison Shea. And now Shea, nice little move there to keep that puck in the zone. Gets it center, but Columbus collects. Now Columbus trying to clear the zone as well. Going across neutral ice, entering the offensive zone, trying to get a shot off. Nothing doing there. Good defense by the Trojans as that gets sticked aside, but Finn Biggs covers it as it's by the net. So just over 8 minutes left here in the third. Findlay down one. And we've got, must have been an equipment issue or something. We've got Yates coming back out. So good cover by Biggs to keep this a one-goal game. Archer out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Columbus gets that. Tried to backhand center. Nobody there. Peter Koski now in the corner. Trying to pursue now. Jumping out to the defense. That is high. Puck goes in, but it looks like it's a high stick. So that will not count. no goal is the call. So that's no goal due to a high stick. So we'll look for a change on the big scoreboard there. They should. Referee was calling high stick, brought it out to neutral ice. We'll see if they correct the scoreboard there. Oh, we hit it? Oh, this just in from Trojan pressman Jason Ford. Apparently it was our stick that hit it, so it still counts, unfortunately. Sloan with a shot from the point as that gets wrapped around. That goes wide. Columbus looking to clear up through the middle. That hits the body of one of the Findlay Trojans. Rylan Peterkowski has it. He flips it towards the net just a little high. Sent back in the net by Teagarden. Grace jumps down to get that to Peterkowski as well. He's held along the boards. And now trying to pursue that. And that should be an icing call. But it's not. So Ben Grace chases it down, knocks it behind the net. Around the corner. Columbus has it, looking for a centering pass. Yates there gets his stick in the middle, knocks that aside. Collected by Sloan. Sloan now looking for a little bit of room as he skates up the ice. He gets slashed. He tried to center, backhand centering pass, nothing going there. Archer now tried to keep that in. That bounced over his glove. Homewood and Cooper back now. Centering pass, errant. Too far ahead for the Columbus player. They get it back to their defense along the boards. Knocked aside though. And racing after it is George Homewood. Tried to bat up there, but Mason Cooper collects along the boards. Nice little pass through the middle, or move through the middle, shot. Gloved by the Columbus goaltender. So with 6:15 left here in the third, Findlay down 2 goals, trying to tie this up. As we head into the closing minutes here, Cooper gets that back to Eddie Homewood. Eddie Homewood gets that to the corner, the Teagarden. That gets chipped up high along the boards. And Henry Fort back to collect. He gets it up to George Homewood. George Homewood enters the zone. Columbus puts it down deep into the zone. This should be an icing, and it is. Okay, he wasn't cross center ice. Mason Cooper with face off for the Trojans. Gets that over to Laura Teagarden. Tries to get it to the corner. A lot of bodies flying around as that puck gets knocked back down into the opposite side. Now along the boards, Henry Fort down there to take to pinch, keep that puck in. Puck still kept in by Findlay. Nice work there by Mason Cooper along the boards. Now Henry Fort keeps it in, sends it behind the net. Laura Teagarden with it, trying to get something to go in the center. That gets sent back out to Fort along the boards. Fort takes a shot. That's sticked aside. That kept in, or that knocked out by Columbus. Now sent over. Fort trying to wrap that around the boards. Gets out to send out to Laura Teagarden. Now kicked back by Columbus. Eddie Homewood has it now. He's going to take it behind the Trojan net. He's going to send it along the boards up to Ricky Nichols coming off the bench. And now George Homewood trying to get to it. He got held up. Nice play there by Eddie Homewood. Play the body there. Now Ricky Nichols going wide, sends it deep down into the zone. George Homewood there trying to collect in the corner. just gets past him. Kicked out. Burkhart's got it. He sends it opposite ice over to Sloan. That just goes too far ahead, but knocked back in. Sloan's got it now. He sends it over to Ryland Peterkoski. Ryland Peterkoski sends it in the middle to George Homewood. George Homewood takes a shot. That gets kick saved and sent to the side by the Columbus goaltender. Now Columbus moving forward with it, trying to get a shot. Whiffs on the shot. Nice defensive pressure by Burkhart. He sticks that up to Peterkoski. Peterkoski gets it to Nichols. Nichols tips it into the zone. He'll get a change. Peterkoski in pursuit on the forecheck. Sent back opposite side with a little backhand is Columbus along the boards, and they're going to send it down the length of the ice, but that's going to be on net. So Yates is forced to play it. Burkhart's got it now. He's going to try and skate the puck up, get it around the net, or around out of the zone. Held at the blue line by the defense for Columbus. Burkhart then knocks that. That goes out. Teagarden racing for it. Teagarden's going to have a breakaway here. He's got one man on the side to beat. Oh, he gets run into. Teagarden now down. All right, Teagarden up under his own accord. We like that. Glad to see him back on his skates. Puck is dropped. Columbus trying to enter the zone. Good hold up there by Findlay. Out of the zone now and knocked back in, so that's going to be an offsides. So now Mace Cooper takes this neutral zone faceoff for the Trojans. He's got Archer and George Homewood out there with him. Sloan and Grace out there on defense. Grace has it, surveying options, gets it back to Sloan. Cross-ice pass up to Cooper. He chips it forward. He's still got the puck. He chips it again forward. Now it goes down behind the back of the net. Sent aside by Columbus. Coming up the pinch is Sloan. Keep that puck in. He's still got it. It's tied up. Now it's loose again, and then chipped back down into the zone by Archer, who was covering as Sloan was pinching. Now sent back around the boards. Grace to pinch now. He knocks it back down to the corner. Ricky Nichols trying to jump that pass, just bounced over his stick. Now Columbus will send it down into the zone as they get a line change. Archer back to collect, but Columbus has it in their forecheck. They get it out to the slot in front. Shot. Just goes over the blocker side of Yates. Might have hit somebody in front. So that's going to make this 5-2 with just under 2 minutes left here in the third. Nichols takes face off for the Trojans now. That gets sent back into the zone. Yates gets it to Fort. Fort up to Beach. Beach chips it up, trying to get it to Nichols. Nichols in pursuit in the corner. Columbus gets there first. Peterkoski there on the forecheck as well. Oh, he gets sent down. Beach, as Beach was going for that puck in the corner, and he absolutely gets laid on by the Columbus player. So we'll have a power play here for the rest of the game for Findlay. Good hustle on Beach there. Going for that puck. Referees are talking quite a bit about this one. Look at the scoring table. All right, we're back to the action. Puck is dropped. Shot right in front of the net. Oh, just sticked aside. Eddie Homewood's got it. Or George Homewood has it. He gets it over to Fort. Fort sends it. Now we've got another Trojan player down. We got a hand up. That's Beach again. And we're going to have another penalty. So Findlay's going to have a 5-on-3. As Beach got hit again. So to end this game, in the closing minute, Findlay will have a 5-on-3. If there's ever a good time to score a couple goals, this would be it. So good effort again by Beach. Now it'll be Nichols, Peter Koski, and George Homewood out there with Henry Fort and Eddie Homewood in this closing minute to start this 5-on-3. Nichols with the puck gets on the faceoff, gets sent back, wrapped around the boards. Collecting that is Eddie Homewood. That gets knocked out of the zone though. He's going to send it forward to George Homewood. George Homewood walking the line, gets it over to Ryland Peter Koski, who keeps it in. He's looking for a centering pass. He's got it. Nichols in the slot, takes a shot, that gets sent wide. Now Peter Koski has it behind the net. Now a shot by George Homewood and held onto by the Columbus goaltender. As that puck trickled out in front and Homewood ripped a shot. Take a look. So Teagarden, Cooper, and Homewood out there now. Now that gets sent out to Webb Sloan. Gets it over to Henry Fort. Fort with a high shot. Bouncing blocked in front. Trying to chip that out of the zone, and they do. Now nice effort there. And a missed shot. Great effort by Homewood on that play. That's going to get sent down in the corner. We're under 10 seconds. This will probably end this game. As the Columbus players exited the bench early. Should have also been another penalty in the closing seconds, so not sure how this will be handled or scored. But it looks like they're calling the game. Teams are lined up, so final here, game 1 of 2, 5-2 goes to Columbus, but join us again a little bit later today as we have a rematch back live on YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back with you later.